mix them up.
34 Riddick. 34 Riddick. 34.
Butler. 35 Butler. 2 Smith. 39 Fernando. 4 Hollyman.
Right, that's up on the screen on YouTube.
Sweet. 14 Height. 33 Jetta. 44 Catarizolo. 9 Freestone.
Excellent connection. I like that.
Happy days. Rossin.
Pardon me. Need the scores.
Hollyman.
Pop them out.
Higgins 1. Higgins 1, 38. Who are you, crook? So not. Oh, who are you with the silly sleeve? Go on, turn around. You're going to be perfect for me. Faye, drop that. Scooped up by Higgins. He has a crack.
Right,
Dyer. Okay, Dyer's got the stupid arm sleeve. Fantastic. Makes my life easier. 21 is Fryer in captain. 14 Hyatt. 15 Dyer. 35 Butler. 4 Hollyman.
just give us a smile. I think that done it. No, it didn't. Sorry, my bad. My bad. That'll do.
That'll do.
That's the promo. Edit. Lose the roof. Keep my head. Save. That can be our 5-minute warning.
12 Faye. 12 Faye. Here come the umpires. Freestone 9. Jetta 33. Riddick 34. 1 is Higgins. 15 Dyer. 12 Faye.
See, there's already 5 people waiting. I fucking just love this shit.
Lambie 17. Simon's about to go. Umpires put me on. We've got a milestone banner as well if you want that.
It's 100 games for someone. I forgot who though.
Here they come.
I feel like saying McKinley.
I'll keep an eye on him. 24. Yeah, McKinley 100 games. Where is that pen?
Wherever you put it.
Honey. Oh, I can't really write that there, can I?
Yeah, just write it next to his name or something.
I do instruct the goals though.
Oh, well, yeah. Just got too tiny.
I can still mark that. I don't think he's been a notable goal scorer, has he? 12. I don't think he's going to kick 7. Famous last words. 10. That's new. That's Dyer as well.
Just so you know, as director, I will be telling you to shut up occasionally, right? I'll let you sit there getting in my head with all the names and numbers.
I mean, I'm good to go now.
Okay, yeah. I'm still boss, Jess. You want to swap spots?
More than fine with that.
No, I mean as in run the scoreboard and fucking tick everything off. Because that's what I'm just working on now. So when you go, I'm ready, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting close. Oh, that's YouTube. I want you. Right, where are we? Scroll up there, pre-break. There we go. All right. Now running. Sports Show. As the motorcycles roar past and the whistles are blown by the umpires, it is Sunday afternoon and you're here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston, coming to you live here in the broadcast van for the 2024 Hills Football Association prelim final. 1 week to go, Knowlesy, and 1 week to go. Before we start, I just want to give a shout out. I'm joined in the van today by a new bloke, but he's an old bloke. He's been a part of the show for a while. We send our thoughts to Neil Weasel Worsley, who's not well, and we send our best wishes to you, Weasel. And wherever you are across the globe, you're here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston. And in the van today is one of the OGs. Welcome back, Jesse Darr.
Thank you, Noel. Fantastic to be back here, and I certainly can't complain about the weather that this preliminary final is bathed in. Glorious sunshine up here in beautiful Mundaring, and two teams eager to book their destiny in September. We have a very strong Swanview side who just couldn't quite get it done in the semi-final last week, taking on Chidlow, who did get their job done. So two even sides, two sides with different game styles. It'll be interesting to see who can come out on top.
Well, you're right, Jesse, and as you say, Swanview have had a pretty standout season. They're comfortable with where they're at. They want to go that next step, though. However, the Cougars, well, they've got nothing to lose here, coming in after beating Gidgegan up last week, and literally nothing to lose, everything to gain. And as we've seen on the show across the different sports, what you bring on the day, ladder positions mean nothing.
And it was almost an unblemished season for Swanview throughout, including 3 defeats over Chidlow. That one does come with the caveat of being a forfeit. They've got the best player in the league, Josh Hollingam, back-to-back Ben Seabrook medalist. So plenty of quality throughout the side. I got Brad Jetter as well, who's been excellent for this team throughout the season. So important game, as all preliminary finals are. Couldn't ask for better conditions. There's barely any wind. There's certainly no trace of rain around, and well, as we approach bounce down here, Noel, it's going to be pretty important first quarter, you get the sense. Can Swanview play their possession game, get the tactics sorted they need to early, or can Chidlow just restrict the space, cause some problems, and tighten things up?
Well, it's going to be tight early, and I think if either side get a bit of an ascendancy, Swanview would probably be the side you'd put your money on for that, but Cougars up for the challenge, no doubt about that here today, as Jake Baker walks past. He was going to be in the van, but we got you, so happy trade-off there for me.
Well, as long as you're happy, that's the main thing.
Well, no, it's all about the viewers. A big shout-out to you across the globe, wherever you are. We know we've got viewers online from Asia, across Perth and across Australia. This match proudly brought to you thanks to Vision Decor and ID Athletic.
Just stop the drama. That's it. All good.
So, seconds away here from the opening bounce.
There's always one, and there he goes. Let's hope he's the last. All right, over to you, Jesse. Welcome back to the footy commentary.
Great to be back. Set here for the preliminary final. Ball tossed high into the air. Butler wins the tap down for Swanview. Uncontrolled by Jetta. Spills out somewhat favourably for Langridge. He's not going anywhere. Ball up about 7 metres away from where we started. Bathurst and Butler do battle. Butler wins the day on that occasion. Goes through his legs on this occasion, though. Scramble on Bathurst, gets first hands to it. Langridge rams it forward, although that's going to come straight back. Strong defensive mark. The Swanview now just look to reset. It's a great kick, and here we go. It's Hollingam's first. I don't think it'll be his last today. Spears it inside 50. Perfect kick. Could not have asked for a better delivery. And for Dane Rossen, a perfect chance to get this preliminary final off to a roaring start for Swanview.
As we said, Jesse, from the start, it's going to be important, and Swanview showing what they're going to bring here today, I think.
And it was just that diagonal kick to free up Hollingham as Rosson comes in now. It's going to require a bit of purchase. Holds its line. It's going to be close. Thumped over for a minor score. So first point of the day goes to Swanview. And for Chidlow, well, they've had one effective disposal. Early days, but they'll want to start getting some ball of their own. Diagonal kick. Now there's a whistle here. Foreman deemed to have infringed. So Fry's the recipient of this one. He goes diagonal to the top of the 50. Good contest. No one comes down with it. Cardozola lays the tackle. Spills out again here, this time for Lyle. Kick ineffective. It's going to come straight back in. And Riddick, well, he was all alone in splendid isolation about 35 out from goal. He's not going to complain about that. Riddick, a man of his quality. So a slightly more favourable angle than what Dan Rosson faced here for Rudy Riddick, former West Perth man. And he has just missed. It flirted with the right side of the goalpost, but it's another minor score for Swanview. Lyle to take the kick in for Chidlow. Spearing ball. It's going to be cut off. Jetta found himself in the perfect spot. Goes diagonal to Fernando, who has 3 butts at that. Happy to wait. Low spearing pass. Cardozola was the target, and he's given away the free kick. So Chidlow now just need to get some possession strung together here. Diagonal ball from Rawstorn. Strong mark taken by the milestone man, McKinlay, on that far wing. Playing game number 100 today for the Cougars.
McKinlay is well known around the hills. Good to see Adam getting a milestone today.
Corridor ball. Now, was that an infringement? Not according to the umpire. First hands go the way of Foreman. Now, there's a whistle in all that, and it's a free kick going the way of Swanview. But that's Fernando with the ball. Kick in the Rosson direction. It takes a strong mark. Potentially too far out to score here. He's going to be going right from the 50. Looks for Riddick. Finds him. Well, the second time in the opening 4 minutes of this game, Riddick has found an absolute paddock in that forward 50. And he'll get chance number 2 here. He's not wasting any time either here, Riddick. Straight for goal. Kicks on its way. That's a lot better. Swanview get the first measure of the day. And it's Riddick causing problems already for the Chidlow defence now.
Well, not to be unexpected, I think Chidlow will know what they're up against here. So, realistically, both sides, as you said, Jesse, Chidlow need to find a couple of clean consecutive possessions as the score moves. Swanview 1-2. They lead. Chidlow yet to score. And for all the viewers at home, you weren't going blind. I just had the layers, as I've learned to call them, in the wrong sequence, so the image was on top of the camera. But we've fixed that now, and we're online, so welcome to you all.
Nothing like some prelim final nerves. Butler again wins the tap down for Swanview, and straight through his Hollingham. Spears it low. Rosson got it on the half volley. He's tackled. Gets a 360. Umpire calls hold on the ball. Potentially a bit out of jail there for Chidlow. That's a dangerous kick. Foreman can't hold it. Comes off hands. Jetta goes crashing in. Held to Foreman this time. Ball up. About 60 out, I'm going to say, from Swanview's goal. They've had it all their own way so far, Swanview. Although this time Bathurst gets first use. Foreman, wrapped up by Jetta. Chidlow have to find some consecutive ball use here. Foreman, shark that well, goes the torpedo. It's a spinning ball. McKinlay's got a fly, does well. And he's got an open man here on the near side. Finds him, then it's Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald just holds things up. Tries to go short. Evades the grip there of Little. Swanview have the numbers. Feed it wide this time to Ryan. Ryan plays next in line. Finds Crook. And Chidlow have just pressed this up a bit here, although still finding space. It's Fryer this time. Fryer. Oh, it's a mistake there in the centre of the field. It's an awkward one for Power to take. Does well in the end. Rosson goes diagonal, and all of a sudden, there's a bit more space on here for Swanview. They've got numbers. Torazzolo, McKinlay, it's a push in the back. It was a good effort. But when you have limited options, sometimes you just got to take the worst one. Fernando has found more than his fair share of the ball so far off that half-back roll early on. And he took off. Umpires called him to go. Rosson's the target. Flies. Interdicted in the end. Rawstorn's besieged straight away. Umpire calls the ball up.
Good to have you with us wherever you are across the globe. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're watching from. Are you a cougar or are you a swan?
So, ball back into motion. Bathurst wins the tap. Evades a couple of sets of hands. Handball back out to Butler. The 1-2 there with Carotazzola just didn't quite come off, so we have a boundary throw in about 45, 50 out from Swanview's goaler position. It's been pretty popular in the early stanza of this game so far. Ball sent back into motion. Was that a bit of high contact there on Butler? It was. Foreman just a little bit high there with his leading tackle. Butler goes to the right spot. Rosson flies, can't bring it down. Off hands. Is that Riddick again? It's touched. Minor score. Swanview threatening to put the Cougars to the sword early here. 1-3. Plays Chidlow yet to score. In fact, Malaby's had to go so far down to find possession. It is about 100 metres away from his preferred position. McKinlay's the target here. It won't get to him, although he managed to find it. I thought Rosson had possession there. Kick was poor. Should come back the other way now for Swanview. They've got numbers and overlap. Rosson the target again. He's got Riddick in support. Well spoiled. Rosson has another go. He's gotten away here. It's going to hang in the breeze. It's not going to come back. Swanview, who last week kicked 9 goals, 19, have continued that theme with 1 goal 4 to start this game, Noel.
Well, we know that goals win matches, and the opportunity here for Chidlow is that Swanview not capitalising despite Chidlow not getting any goals or even a score so far.
Foreman's hand pass there to Langridge. Erroneous, and we have a boundary throw in again.
Such eloquence.
Back into play. Off hands. Searching handball by Elliott. He might get a second go, but this doesn't. Intercepted by Crook. Now, was that without the ball? Umpire says no. Crook gets another crack at this. Spearing ball, Langridge, not 15 is the call. Forced to go middle. It's going to be numbers over here for Swanview, but it ends up in the hands of Little. Little has a look. Inside 50 to a true 1-on-1. Now, no whistle there. Wasn't to be for Luke Elliott, who did look a little bit sore in that warm-up, and he's a bit slow to get up. Scrapping ball to Power. Power gets the overlap with Fernando. Good ball through to Higgins. Higgins has space. Kicks for Riddick. Finds him in the forward pocket. Riddick wastes no time. On the left. Cartazzolo can't hold it. Hollingum can. Hand pass for Jetta. Doesn't quite find him. It's Daniels in the middle of that. He gets taken high now. No, do we have a player come off there for Chidlow?
Yeah, I was trying to track 4 things at once, but it looked like it was young Blake Offer coming off in the hands of the trainers, so we'll keep an eye on that.
Hospital ball there for Huntley. He's quite fortunate to get the free kick for that. Certainly was sold up the river. Daniels goes short. Strong spoil made there just to cut things off. Oh, Foreman, that was very late. And unsurprisingly, a down the ground free kick for that one. Over the head of Hollingum. He's good. He's not 7 foot tall. Offer takes the mark. Huntley on that far wing. Short to Daniels. That's Waters on the far side. Some possession football. That's a great kick. Finds Little in a pocket of space. They've gone quickly, though. Fernando will get a chance to cut this off. Kicks a scrappy one. Chidlow reset. Chance for Elliott. Couldn't hold the mark. Couldn't get his hands back on it now. Whistle. Kicking in danger. Swan View just under a bit of pressure, and Elliott again slow to get up.
I don't want to call him old.
That would be ironic, Noel. Off hands. Not quite held. Opportunity now for Fryer to send Swan View forward. Does well. Short kick for Riddick. He's been busy today. Can he get the space? He can. Gets rid of Rawstorm. Goes short. Rossen. No mark. Riddick lays the tackle. Rossen might get another go at this. Flung out the back. Desperation. Good fist forward there from Hyatt. Chidlow desperately need a break. They're not going to get one. Whistle. Advantage paid. I don't think we're ever going to see an easy goal for Rossen.
Oh no, big pressure early, and Swan View bringing their A-grade game. They move to 2-4, 16, leading Chidlow still yet to score. Big shout out to you there, Ian. Jesse, there's a shout out that you might need to replace Kelly Underwood. I'm not sure if you're...
I hope that's a positive connotation there.
Carmen watching from Thailand. Thanks for the shout out there, Carmen. Good to have you with us.
Critical juncture here for Chidlow. They've got to stop the run. They've had a couple of good entries now. Hasn't quite worked out for Elliott. He's been 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 close. Hasn't been able to execute at this stage. The Cougars in desperate need of a steadier here. Jetta bursts through. That's brilliant there from Jetta. Takes the bounce. Has a look inside 50. Just short of Rossen. Fryer comes in. He's taken down. No whistle from the umpire. A very late whistle from the umpire. And he's going to get a free kick out of that, Fryer.
Well, captain, as you mentioned, for Swan View, Harley Fryer. And the umpires are mic'd up as well, so they will know what's going on out there. Coming in from a long way out.
It's going to be about 50 he's going to be kicking from here, Noel. Fryer on the right boot. He struck that well. Just fades late. Minor score as Dane Rossen comes from the field here. So potentially worrying signs with that shoulder, Noel. You're the ex-trainer of this group.
Well, it doesn't look good, that's for sure.
And with the way him and Riddick have started as a forward pairing, that would be quite a blow. Jack Lamridge on the far side. Takes them up for Chidlow. Told to go. 2-on-1. Off hands. Boundary throw in.
First quarter, Hills Football Association preliminary final 2024 Swan View v Chidlow here on the Community Sports Show.
Ball sent back in. Bathurst and Butler lock arms once again. This time it was Foreman bungled off that. Quickly set up on him. We have a ball up. Bathurst, double fister. Torrizola tries to get there. Jetta does as well. Foreman's at the bottom of that pack. He's battling manfully so far, Jake Foreman for Chidlow. He's keeping them in it. Off a couple of sets of hands there. Spinning through was Daniels. Gets it forward to McKinlay. Bursting through. And now Butler. Awkward kick. Doesn't go the required. Quickly spinning out of that was Malaby. Short hand pass. On the left this time into forward 50. Little's the target. Plucked off by Jackson Ryan. Moves it quickly onto Fryer. Fryer goes again. They've got numbers over here, Swan View. This time it's short to Riddick. Strong hands, and he's off and gone here, Rudy Riddick. You can't go to ground against him. Spinning ball inside 50. Punched away well. Birstall's got to get to that. Hollingum does. Inside 50. No one there where it needed to be. Another chance now. Katarazolo. Fry's going to have a go. He's buried it. Swanview running rampant at Mundaring.
Well, the Cougar fans out there, including Anne, will not be happy at the moment, and the Cougars certainly going to have to find a way through here, because the inside 50 entries they've had, Jesse, have not really been targeted. They've had a couple of opportunities, and as you mentioned, Luke Elliott going to ground a couple of times as well, not helping their cause.
It's hurt when it's been the true one-on-ones. They're your opportunities to just keep the ball locked in, but these quick exits that Swanview have been able to generate are just costing Chidlow the opportunity to retain possession of that forward 50. Pressure creates goals, and that's what Swanview are piling on Chidlow at the moment. Ball back into play. Hollingum, he's gotten out the back here. How on earth has he gotten that much space? Gets the hands off to Jetta, his partner in crime. Jetta, good ball in. Cut off. An important defensive mark from Lyle, who's certainly been busy in this first quarter. Searching ball, McKinlay being the target. Got hands to it, couldn't hold it. Now, McKinlay just shows his frustration. Is that going to be 50? He's certainly arguing the point, the milestone, man. No point arguing for Swanview. They're often going out the back. Dyer's got his hands on the ball. It's kick smothered. Dyer almost held that one in. Strong tackle laid by Lambie. Dyer again ends up with the footy. Squirrels him inside 50. Flying through there was Scorer. That was brave. Riddick does the don't argue. Gets the handball over the top. Katarazolo getting dangerously close to that boundary line. In fact, over that boundary line. And in a dangerous position for Swanview, something we've said on multiple occasions this quarter. They have a stoppage.
Well, what can we say, Jesse? You've said it all, and you've said it well, and the fans out there enjoying your commentary.
It's great to be back, and excellent work on the camera now. Freestone. Goal kept well by Lyle. It's a threatening ball. That's what they need to be doing for me, Chidlow, although tunneling, I think that was.
Tunneling or shepherded off the play. Either way, it's bad news for Chidlow.
And it could get worse here. Higgins just couldn't get that first boot. Tarazolo has another go. Higgins this time. Swanview are in dominant form in this preliminary final.
Well, they'll want to make a statement going down to Pickering Brook last week in the semi-final. Realistically, it has been those two sides at the top of the ladder, and Swanview, well, they're on track to book themselves a spot in the GF next week, no doubt about that. 4-5-29, leading Chidlow, yet to score. This match proudly brought to you thanks to Vision Decor and ID Athletic, with support from Ashby Farrell White Arch, Minor Construction, and Nathan's Event Hire.
Thank you to all our sponsors of such a critical game of footy for these two sides. Butler wins it down. Hollingum, look at him go. Takes a bounce, takes a second bounce, looks inside 50. Just didn't get the perks on that kick you would have wanted. Still in the right area, though. Rawston's lost that. And I think he'll be quite happy that it found its way over for a minor score. So 4 goals, 6 plays. Chidlow yet to score. Vital they hit this scoreboard before quarter time. We saw in the AFL last night that importance of scoring early. That comes off the hands of Bathurst on that far side.
Well, you mentioned that. Imagine if you don't score and you give a 10-goal lead and then you go down by just a handful of goals. It's critical.
Well, in this game at least, Swanview are halfway there. It was 60-0 at one point in that elimination final. We're looking at 30-0 as we speak now. Ball back into play. Everyone has a bit of a lie on top of that one. So Chidlow running out of time to score here in this first quarter. They'll want to generate something out of this. Butler got first use of it for Swanview. And infringed high there. So this is their opportunity here, the Cougars. They've got to spread quick. It's a risky kick. Now, is that going to be a block? It is. Little just worked under that a bit too much according to the umpire. He moves it quickly. It's a 1-on-3 though. Plenty of numbers here for Swan View, least of which is Josh Rossum. We haven't seen his fellow Rossum return to the ground, although he is gearing up with some shoulder tape next to us. Crook, Fernando, short to Power. Power goes to a genuine one-on-one, and when that one's Riddick, you like your chances. He wanted to go, decided against it, goes short, just evades the arms of Hyatt. No. It's a free kick. And a 50-metre penalty. Now, the umpire received the ball there from the Chidlow defender. That's 50. We've seen similar infringements paid at the AFL level this season. And when you're down by 30 points in the first quarter, these are coach killers, Noel.
Can't agree with you more, Jesse, as Swan View look to line up for their fifth.
It's been happy hunting out there for Harley Fryer.
5-6, 36. The Cougars, much to Adam's disappointment online, yet to score. Preliminary final, Hills Football Association 2024, here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Nosey Johnston, and the TCSS OG, Jesse Dart.
It's been no shorter than 26 months since I was in this van for a football game with you last, Noel. It's been a long time between drinks, but right now for Swan View, the party is well and truly started. Hollingum got first used to that. Crook, back to Hollingum, sweeping hand pass to Dyer. Had to use it quickly. Short kicks an awkward one. One on by Hyatt to keep that moving forward. Quick hands by Lambie. Back again for Hyatt. He looks inside 50. Awkward half volley there for Rawstorn to track. Fahey couldn't get first used to it. Spiralling ball in. Langridge is the target. Takes an important mark. Looks to go quickly. This time, he's got little and a bit of space. He's been the conduit for them so far. They go 3-on-1 here. Chidlow, plenty of numbers over the top. Offer, Malaby, McKinlay. Great interdiction by Dyer. And a very late and clumsy free kick given away by Fitzgerald. Every time Swan View have been under pressure, they find a way to get out of it. Keeping control now. That's a push in the back when it could have been holding the ball when things aren't going right.
Well, the crowd out there, let the umpire know. But, as you said, Jess, they're never going to change their minds.
Fernando on that far wing. Short to Jetta. Uncharacteristic fumble from him. Has time. Has the moves as well. He wants someone to go with him. This time gets Fernando. He swings it significantly further up the field. Off hands, Langridge was in there. Height couldn't control it. Strong tackle laid by Huntley. With a ball up in the true centre wing position on that far side.
Well, there's the siren to indicate quarter time, and what a quarter it was for Swan View. 5-6, 36 to lead Chidlow. Yet to score, 0.0. 0 point for Chidlow at quarter time here on the Community Sports Show, and a bit of a plethora of goal scorers there, Jess. They shared it around.
Yeah, they've been busy bees out there. 2 to Harley Fryer, who's led from the front. 1 each to Dane Rosson, Rudy Riddick, and Kane Higgins. But in reality, Noel, that could have easily been 8 or 9 goals in that first quarter for Swan View. They were dominant.
You're right, Jesse, and inaccuracy in front of goal. I don't know that Chidlow will be able to overcome that or capitalise on that opportunity. But we'll be back in just a few minutes' time here on the Community Sports Show, thanks to ID Athletic and Vision Decor. 2, 1. We're back here on the Community Sports Show. You're with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston, and the voice, Jesse Dart. Welcome back into the van, Jesse, for this, the second quarter of the Hills Football Association prelim final, and it's all Swan View at the moment, 5-6 to nothing.
That is, Noel. Thank you. Great to be back up the hill, and for Swanview, they've certainly enjoyed their drive up as well. They have been dominant across the board in this opening quarter. See if they can continue it here. Underway. It's going to be Jetta straight out of the centre once again. Butler drives it forward. 3 bites of the cherry there from Rawston. Rawston chips it short. Down to centre wing. This time finds Langridge. Langridge goes down the line. Crook got a hand in that. Couldn't quite stop it though. Now there's a whistle holding the man. Free kick goes away to Chidlow.
As Jesse gets relieved of camera duty.
If you're wondering why the camera was significantly worse, that'd be why.
No. Big shout out to Dennis Lambie just sharing. We saw his son Luke is out there, but we saw during the week that he got married, and a few of us are like, what now? And he said he got hacked. So we uncongratulate you.
Karatazola goes to Riddick. Riddick finds Fryer again. He's already got 2. Now, there's a reversal here. So Chidlow end up with possession. Out of that back pocket. Cut off by Riddick though. Oh, it does a bit of a dance step. Gets rid of his opponent. Malaby back in defence, got hands to that. Ball finds its way over the boundary line. So if you are just joining us, it was a scoreless opening quarter for Chidlow. Swanview took the ascendancy early. They lead at 5 goals 6, 36 to Chidlow's yet to score. Live on the Community Sports Show. Riddick doing some ruck work there. Tarazola gets his hands away. Needs support. Fry went crashing in. Now there's a whistle. I think Fry may have legged his opponent there. He has. So the Cougars given an opportunity.
Some brief reprieve. Offer. Takes the kick short. It's an awkward one. All sorts of problems defensively for Chidlow at the moment. They get it out of there. Only as far as Smith, who may have had about 7 bites at that before controlling it. Awkward spiralling ball. Dyer got his hands in there. Hyatt controls it. Spins around. Worm burner of a kick. Finds Hollingum. Gets the hands away. Fry straight into trouble. Chidlow now looking for a reprieve. Strong collision there. Dyer met solidly. Kick into the attacking 50. Off a couple of sets of hands, Riddick comes crashing in. He can't get possession. As Dyer comes from the field after that collision on the wing. Opportunity. Fernando on the left. Couldn't quite turn around. In fact, it was Jetta for a minor score. 5 goals 7 for Swanview. Chidlow still yet to score. And looking at the body language there of Lyle collecting that ball.
Game over?
Certainly worries, I think, for the Cougars. They've got to turn this around. They've got to turn it around quickly. Through a set of hands there. It's going to dribble towards the boundary line. Ball sent back into play. Bathurst got used to that for Chidlow, although he's not going anywhere now with possession. Ball up. In desperate need of some scoreboard presence here, the Cougars. Strong tackle by Power on that far side. Another stoppage. That was a boundary throw in on this occasion. So, Noel, from your position, what can Chidlow do to get themselves back into this game? Because so far, it's been all Swanview.
Well, we talk about cleanness of possession and decision-making, really. They just have to hold it, support each other. And as you see in there, the cry from the Chidlow bench, help him. I think that is key to what they need to be doing.
Langry was under sufferance by about 3 Swan View players as soon as he had that. And off has gone and earned himself a free kick. Got first use of the ball there, and that's half the battle, I think, for the Cougars at this stage. They've got to get their hands on it. That's a shocking kick off the boot. Waters comes charging. He's set upon by 3. Langridge again. Waters has another go. I think Backer may have been the target. Fortuitously, there was Daniels in the immediate area as well. He gets a kick away. Strong ball by Rossen. Evades Bathurst this time. Jetta. Just looks like he's got the ball on a different string here. Jetta compared to some of these. Great kick to find Hollingam. Who has been influential for this Swan View side. Inarguably the finest player in the league, I think. Back-to-back best and fairest will attest to that as Hyatt drills it in. Big fly. Comes off hands. Riddick gets the first use. Hollingam's by himself out the back. Number 6 for Swan View. And it's who else? Who else would it possibly be, Noel? But for the best and fairest. A Seabrook medalist. Hollingam slots another. And Swan View are looking in fine fettle.
Just the use of the word fettle there. A big shout out to Weasel. We'll expect that in your next broadcast, Weez. This match today proudly brought to you thanks to Vision Decor and ID Athletic, our platinum sponsors. We appreciate their support and encourage you to support those that help us take local sport to you, our fabulous global audience. Well, a few questions being asked out there by Chidlow or of Chidlow.
So McKinley's been swung into the middle here for the Cougars, so clearly trying something different, although potentially the same result. Smith cuts it off half back, finds Jetta, who's in a paddock of space by himself. Looks further afield, awkward bouncing ball, quickly set upon there. It's a strong tackle. Bit going on in there, but it will be Chidlow's free kick on that far side. The Cougars simply have to find a way to take 5 here. Foreman. A 43-point deficit at this juncture. That's through the hands of Fernando on this occasion. Power set upon. We have a ball up. Chidlow get first use to this, although that ball's not going anywhere. So we've crossed half an hour now of gameplay without a score from the Cougars. And Catarazolo is looking to send them forward again here. Hollingam, he's already got one. Takes a bounce. Spearing ball. I don't think that's his best. Rawstorn licking his lips, seeing that one come to him. Oh, miscommunication there. And it's allowed Hollingam back in the pace. And he is not a man you want to be giving any sort of opportunity to in this game. Catarazolo has it now. He needs to get rid of it. Does just in time. Great kick. Finds Dyer. This time Jake. He wants to go quickly. And I don't think it'd be physically possible at that junction, Noel, to have found a teammate in any more space.
Well, no, and just as importantly, in front of goals here, Jesse, 35 out. Opportunity for Swan View now to extend their lead.
So Crook, who's been busy early, gets a reward. Another goal for Swan View. And that task just gets a tickle harder for Chidlow. 7-7 for Swan View. Plays Chidlow yet to score. And right now, it's fair to say we're looking forward potentially to a semi-final rematch in a week's time. Noel, it has been dominant so far from the Swans.
No, it has been dominant, and I just hope for Ian's sake the Bears are going down well, because at the moment his side are going down and they're not looking quite so well. Cougars have the job ahead of them here in this prelim final for the Hills Football Association.
And it's the antithesis of when their sides last met. A cagey first 3 quarters followed by a dominant final term from Swan View. This time it's been a quarter and a half of pure brilliance by the league leaders. That ball's made its way into attacking 50 for Chidlow, but Fernando mops it up, finds Smith. He has plenty of time, goes short. Might take it by Dyer. A bit of a pirouette in the air there to hold that. Looks for Riddick, finds him. And Rudy Riddick is having plenty of fun out there, as is Catarazzola. He goes quickly. Then it's Dyer again. Looks this time for Rawson. Off hands. Higgins couldn't quite control that. Desperately in need of some possession here. Handball fired out by Elliott. Tackle laid. Hyatt has a first opportunity. He can't quite hold possession. This is better from Chidlow. They earned that possession. Fitzgerald, did he get a hand on that? He did.
Well, the Cougar fans getting a bit of voice here, a bit of frustration coming into their team at the moment.
They've just got to get that first one. They can get themselves on the board. That can change the dynamics of the game. But right now, they are looking under incredible sorts of pressure. Well, that's a much better tackle. Ball up in the true centre wing position.
Challenge here for Chidlow. We saw a scoreless game against Swanview up against Mount Lena earlier in the season. Chidlow hoping to avoid a repeat of that scenario.
Ruck infringement going the way of Butler. He quickly lays it off. Riddick again finds himself, so that's rather Hyatt, apologies. Crook. Further on to Rawson. Takes some time to control it. Gets a hand pass away. McKinlay has time to mop it up for Chidlow. To Little, who's been one of the best for the Cougars so far. Quickly on to Langridge. Low driven ball. Makes it hard for Malaby. Does well. Pick the pocket of Higgins. No whistle from the umpire. Langridge has another go. Almost threw that out. Has to lay the follow-up tackle. Malaby goes in for another go. Forced to settle for second though. Hyatt does well. Smith off hands. They've got numbers. Chidlow have got to press up here. Spinning tackle on Higgins. It's going to be Daniels gets the hand pass away. But again, plenty of time for Ryan. He goes back. Jetta, who just dances through. Tarazzolo again in possession. Looking to almost quarterback them. This time Jetta. He's wrapped up. Was it too high? It was. Mass changes here on the Swanview bench. Allows a bit of an opening, although that's not Jetta's best kick. Langridge couldn't control the mark. Quickly taken by Fryer. He gets out of an Elliott tackle. Back to Jetta. Set upon by 3. That seems to be the way to beat Jetta today because he's been almost blemishless apart from that. But again, though, the numbers for Swanview, they just want this ball more. Quick hand pass by Dyer. Fired onto Crook. He takes a bounce. Looks to centre it. Great kick off hands. And quickly, Shora just unable to spin out of trouble. Ball up. An attacking 50 for Swanview.
Wrong end of the ground for the Cougars here.
Fryer gets handball. Catarazzola. He deserves a goal for his efforts today. Doesn't get it here.
Not going to get that one. Oh. Cameraman almost went back to the centre then.
So minor score, 7-8. Plays. Chidlow yet to score. That's a better kick there. Finds Foreman. And that's been a real area Chidlow have struggled with, finding that hit-up kick from defensive 50. They've kept a couple of possessions together here. That's a great ball too to find McKinlay in that amount of space. Kept it low. Oh, I think Little would want that one back. He's dropped it. And now it allows Hollingham a chance to release. Does well to get the hand pass off. Lambie sent it forward. It's off hands again. They've just got numbers everywhere here, Swanview. Kick inside attacking 50. Strong mark. I think that's Butler down there who's held that. They've just been in complete control from the opening bounce. It's a driven ball. Minor score. Swanview 7-9 now. Against a scoreless Chidlow. I'm going to say about 15 minutes gone here in this second turn, Noel, but who's counting? Hopefully the timekeepers.
All the viewers out there know, Jesse, once I get past 10, I don't take my shoes off, so...
It's okay, counting's hard. Not if you Chidlow, though, they haven't scored. Kick quickly forward by Daniels.
Oh,
Little. Now look at this, they've got numbers everywhere. They have to score off this, don't they? It's a high ball, it's a searching ball, it's a marked ball, that should be 50. Quickly taken by Elliott. They've got numbers in the square. Fitzgerald marks directly in front of goal, 5 metres out. And this has to be the opening goal for the Cougars. Fitzgerald goes back and kicks the opening goal of the match for the Cougars. A much needed one. They trail 7-9 to 1 goal straight here live on the Community Sports Show. Noel, they got what they needed. Can they go on with it now?
It is a tough ask, Jesse, but as Ian is hoping for, it does happen. And reality is, Swanview have been very solid, but Chidlow, they can just get the next one here, maybe a bit of self-belief going in at half-time, able to capitalise on some inaccurate Swanview kicking. I don't want to be a coach and pull a quote out, but time will tell. 1 week at a time, all that stuff.
Well,
1 week at a time. Big shout out to all our footy tipsters.
Well, for these two sides, there is no 1 week at a time. If you lose this, it's season over. Bathurst wins it down. Jetta gets first hands on it. How often are we going to say that today? Takes a sting out, goes to Crook. He plays it short. Tarazzola goes sliding in. Holds it well. Looking to move it quickly. Good kick. It's a strong mark too. It's Fryer, I believe. Just flashing for the centre of that contest. Holds it well. And no sooner had Chidlow cut into the margin, they may be facing the same deficit they had just moments ago. It's Higgins. It's on its way. Can't add a second. Minor score. So Swanview 7-10. Chidlow 1 goal straight.
Well, second quarter underway. Hills Football Association prelim final.
McKinlay bites off an ambitious kick. And it's been Foreman a few times off their kick-ins for Chidlow that they've just targeted. They've always looked to find Foreman. Hasn't quite worked out just yet. He's had a couple of good marks off those, but it's not really generating much at this stage.
Yeah, young captain there, Jake Foreman, leading his team. You know he'll be doing his best, but at the moment, unfortunately, not a lot of support, unlike Swanview, who scrum the ball forward again.
Now, there's a whistle for a high tackle there, but a bit going on afterwards. It is a Swanview free kick. It's against Offa. Quickly taken. Crook's going to have another chance here. He's had an excellent second quarter so far, Jackson Crook. And he gets a chance to score goal number 2.
The more problem there as Bathurst comes off Chidlow with a bit of a limp.
And that would be a big blow for their structure. Crook goes in. Just misses. Must have been very close to that goalpost. So Swanview, 7-11, leading Chidlow 1 goal straight. Dying embers here of this first half in the Hills Football Association preliminary final. Swanview looking to book a return date with Pickering Brook in a week's time. Kick just evades clap there, and it's going to come the other way. Higgins. Risky kick, didn't quite come off. Freestone was there. And now Chidlow have a chance to try to rebound. It's a kick to a 1-on-4. You would back the 4 to win. They've got the numbers. Sweeping hand pass. The 1-2 was good, although Chidlow, happy to see that one over the boundary line. Just wasn't quite to the advantage of Ryan there on that second hand pass. Just forming a bit proppy there, Noel. That'd be a huge blow for the Cougars as we head closer to half-time.
Yeah, look, you can only have so many injuries. That was a bit crooked. We'll redo that one. Official Hills Football Association umpires out there today. Keep an eye on things. But yeah, look, you've only got 22 out there. You don't want half of those running around with limps and gimps. It wasn't the closer, it's the direction. But he'll get a chance. I know lots of people watch wherever you are. They'll watch the replay, and he likes that one.
It is hot out there too, so running that boundary's got to be quite exerting. Catarazolo gets it in for 1-2. Boundary throw in the call. So frustration for Chidlow. You can see there on that bench, the Cougars rather edgy at this stage. Ball tossed back in. McKinlay thumps it forward. Sweeping hand pass worked out pretty well. Fired forward by Clapp to a 2-on-2. This is their chance here, Chidlow. They've got to make the advantage of these opportunities, although Fitzgerald just stopped at the critical stage. Sweeping 1-2. Doesn't quite come off. Awkward kick for Foreman. It's going to hug the boundary line. It's actually going to stay in. Fitzgerald gets another crack at this. He finds a free man. Couldn't quite hold it there, was Waters. Fernando takes a breath, takes a bounce as well, and gets Swanview out of jail. So they take their opportunity now. Fryer. Riddick. Looks to get back on that left. Has to go back to Fryer instead. He has a chance to get around on the half volley for Rossen. He gets through trouble. Dyer tries to get around one, does get around one, has a look at goal. Believe it was off hands. It also may have not gone through the big post either. Another behind to Swanview. They lead 7-12 to Chidlow's 1 goal straight. Foreman's the target again here. Holds that mark well. Short kick. Shora. Bit of a half tracker, although he'll get another go at this one, Shora. He'd like to make this one a touch more effective. Elliott did very well. Plays on quickly, dribbles towards goal. It's hit the post. It would have been a helpful major instead of having to settle for their first minor. Great kick to Hollingham. That's travelled 60 metres to find him. He looks inside for Jetta. Short to Fernando. They're just working this ball around. Chidlow have got a big clump of play, almost like an asteroid belt in the middle of that ground, but they're not pressing up and cutting off the space. Smith ends up with it. Short ball, picked up by Crook. That's an erroneous kick. Hollingham, classy enough to make it work. Takes the hand pass, goes again, Hollingham. Inside 50, it's a good kick. Higgins takes the mark. This will take his best, I think, from this distance. Tried to sneak a ever so slightly more favourable angle there, Kane Higgins. Umpire having none of it. This would be a kick from about 50, I'd be saying. Gets very close to the man. In fact, goes around him and flushes it. Swanview are running rampant here. 8 goals, 13. Chidlow, 1 goal, 1. Positive signs for the tabletoppers at the end of the regular season. They were dealt a blow in the semi-final last week. They want to get back for a part 2 with Pickering Brook, and right now they've got one hand on that. It was a great kick from Higgins, who kicked his second of the game with that. He just stole that extra couple of metres. As we get back underway here, McKinlay wins it down. Well held up there by Langridge. McKinlay won that down. Foreman grabbed it. He was grabbed just as quickly by Power. McKinlay, another ruck win. Although they just can't seem to find a way out. And they're going to need to find one in that second half, Noel. It's half-time here in Mundaring, and it's all roads for Swanview to a grand final. 8-12, playing Chidlow's 1-1. They have to turn things around here, the Cougars, because it's all Swanview in that first half.
Absolutely right, Jesse, and realistically, some deep soul searching for the Cougars as they head into the rooms for half-time. You're here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Nosey Johnston, and the golden voice of Jesse Dart, here on the Community Sports Show for the Hills Football Association 2024 preliminary final. We'll be back in just a little while. See you soon. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome one and all, wherever you are across this big wide globe. You're here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Knowlesy Johnston, for the Hills Football Association 2024 preliminary final. And I'm joined by Jesse Dart, thanks to Vision Decor and ID Athletic. Jesse, it is all one-way traffic here at the moment.
That it is, and that traffic is heading Swanview into a grand final rematch with Pickering Brook. They have dominated in the first half. They look to keep the ascendancy. Thank you for tuning in wherever you are around the metro area, around the state, around the country, around the world. We appreciate your patronage on the Community Sports Shows. We get the second half underway. It's Butler winning the tap down. Jeddah couldn't quite get that hand pass away. Lane Ridge quickly met. Ball spills out. Hollingham inside 50. Just evaded the arm of Rawson. Out for Riddick. He has a look. Just couldn't curl that back. So seconds in to that third term, we have a minor score for Swanview. 8 goals, 13 is the number we're going with. There's been a bit of scoreboard discussion at halftime. 8-13 plays 1 goal, 1. It's been one-way traffic so far in this preliminary final. We've got a boundary throw in on that far wing, about 50 metres out for Swanview. Sent back into play. Grabbed by Butler. Smother was strong. Gives an opportunity now for Daniels to send Chidlow forward. Bathurst helped on. Strong tackle there on Foreman. No whistle. McKinlay gets a toe on that. Might have to go again for a second if no one's really helped him out, McKinlay. Couldn't hold the tackle on. And that was a bit too aggressive there, according to the umpire. Free kick for Swanview on that far side.
100th game for Adam McKinlay, caught up with Bill during the halftime break. Tough to have a milestone game and be so far behind, but Jesse, we've seen that across plenty of clubs.
That we have. Butler, great kick, manages to find, rather impressively, Lambie and Freer. He goes forward for Riddick, can't hold the mark, does trap it though, breaks through one, breaks through a second, gets the hand pass away. Katarazola has a fumble, has time to gather, onto Higgins. Higgins on the right. Oh, it almost did a Shane Warne in that goal square to bounce back. It's bungled over the line for a minor score. Swanview 8-14, Chidlow 1 goal 1. No rest for the weary though. Shora ends up with it straight away. Foreman, who'd have to be leading the touches for Chidlow, he's been everywhere for his side. Finds Bathurst. Bathurst finds McKinlay. This is a better transition here from the Cougars. They've got to move this ball. Now, there's a whistle. That's a 50-metre penalty. I think potentially just crept over the mark.
A few Bronx cheers from the Cougar fans on the far side there.
Well, when you're gifted an opportunity, albeit off a... I suppose it is a big ground. I was going to call that a short 50, but it is quite a large ground here at Mundaring. McKinlay has a chance in his milestone game to slot a milestone goal, and a goal that would just give the Cougars a heartbeat early in the second half. He's kicking from about 35 out. It's fading across the face. Almost been half a chance for Fitzgerald there to mark on the behind line. Alas, doesn't happen. Minor score. Swanview 8-14 leading Chidlow 1 goal 2. About 5 minutes gone here in the third quarter live on the Community Sports Show. As Fernando takes the kick in for Swanview. Jeddah's the target. He's picked the pocket there, Jeddah. Has a bit of a dance around. Couldn't go with him, Malaby. And now all of a sudden Swanview are away. Aggressive kick down the line. They've got numbers in the middle. Butler's there. He's the target. Manages to hold on to it. He's got Crook as well. Finds Fryer instead. Loads up from 50. Minor score. 8 goals, 15 for Swanview. Chidlow 1 goal 2. And I suppose on the positive side for the Cougars, the accuracy percentage is almost the same. Swanview not quite burying their opponents as Foreman once again I don't think it's about the 7th or 8th kick in that's found Foreman so far. That kick's going to half volley for sure, though he's going to have to be clever. Gets out of dodge. Diagonal kick. Daniels came for that, potentially further than he needed to. Allows Jetta to have a look. He's set upon. We have a ball up. About 75 out for Swanview. One of innumerable opportunities they've had so far, the Swans, to heap scoreboard pressure on Chidlow. Bathurst wins the ruck. Jewell does evade him. Jetta with the hand pass. Almost a half look away there. It finds its way back to Jetta. Boundary line wins out, though.
Well, Jesse, Pickering Brook will be watching this match online, and they're going to be playing Swanview, barring a miracle here for Chidlow. They'll be playing Swanview next week. And as you say, a chance for Swanview for a bit of redemption on their semi-final loss.
Hollingum does very well to find that space. And look at the opportunities opened up here. It's Lambie by himself. He takes off, has a look at goal. It's close. It's home.
Well, Luke Lambie.
Now, I don't know if you've seen that. No, I don't know if the camera picked that up. But Lambie's gone and done the Ginnivan. He's cracked it open. Much like Swanview have cracked open this preliminary final. They have dominated the piece. And seems to be the message now that it's party time. Down the hill, ready for a grand final rematch against their semi-final conquerors.
Yeah, well, some work to do for Chidlow here. And even just to keep it respectable, because the question now, viewers, for all you at home across the globe, wherever you are, 9:15, can Swanview hit triple digits? That is the question we're asking you.
It's been comprehensive so far from the Swans. A scoreless first quarter from Chidlow has set the tone. Power burns through the middle of the ground. Was he dealt with late? He was. Doesn't seem too egregious, but it was late from Foreman. And so a gift in the attacking 50 for Swanview. Another shot at goal. It's Lambie who has barely gotten back to his position after kicking the last goal. He's going to have another crack here. Similar distance to where he slotted the last one. Makes no mistake. Are we going to get a fancy celebration this time? Doesn't look like it.
The crowd will be disappointed, but he'll be happy. And the Swanview fans at home, well, 10-15, 75. Swanview lead Chidlow 1-2-8.
It has been a powerful display by the tabletoppers of the regular season. Swanview have found a way to dominate this game. Chidlow have struggled for a look at the ball. They've got Malaby in the middle now, so Magnet's being moved by the Cougars in an attempt to just revitalise themselves here in this game. They've had it tough. Malaby just paying some close attention to Hollingum. We'll keep an eye on that. He does get first hands to it, though. Short chipping ball. Hyatt not allowing that. Now Hollingum gets his chance. Back to Hyatt. He has the opportunity to reset. It's a poor kick. Just gives the Cougars a sniff here. Back inside attacking 50. Marked by Elliott. Oh, I don't know why he played on. He managed to get the kick away. Not 15's the call. Fitzgerald dances through his kick, the only one today for them. And he might have set up a teammate. I think it's Elliott there, who's marked virtually in the goal square. Luke Elliott.
Sets up. Been a good club servant, Luke, so good reward for a solid season.
Makes no mistake. He looks sore too, Elliott. So at what cost for the veteran? 2-2 for Chidlow. They've gotten their second goal of the day. Swanview, however, with 10 goals, 15 of their own, well and truly dominating this preliminary final.
Which is proudly brought to you thanks to Vision Decor for all your curtain, blind and awning needs, even hybrid floorings. Vision Decor, great products, great prices, great people. As well as ID Athletic. Jesse and I are looking fantastic in our ID Athletic tops. Let them help you and your club build your identity. ID Athletic.
Now, Nolex, we keep an eye on this Malaby-Hollinger matchup because a lot of attention being paid. There's a very high tackle there from Daniels applied, but Seabrook medalist Hollingham being given more than his fair share of attention by Malaby. Let's watch this develop for the rest of the quarter. That's too tall. Riddick comes barreling through. He finds Faye. Faye finds the goal. Sometimes it's just that elementary.
Well, everyone getting on the board now. The Swanview bench enjoying that Faye goal. Ashby Faye joins the goal scorers for Swanview. 11 goals, 15, 81. Swanview, Chidlow, 2-2, 14.
Well, it's only had the opportunity to happen twice, but that is twice now that Chidlow have scored, only for Swanview to romp straight back down the other end and restore the margin. Well, obviously, in between, Swanview have had a fair few to pile on of their own, and it's been dominant from them so far. Chidlow manfully battling, but I think we can see who that top of the table side was, as Jetta can't quite get used to that, although it was first to the ball. Ball up in the centre of the park. So umpire sets us back into motion. Bathurst with a strong tap, only as far as power though. And a very strong my ball call there from the field umpire.
Well, some experience out there. Andrew Fisher, one of the officials, and with Jack and Rory, I believe, or Ray.
Ray, it's my handwriting, so apologies for that. Daniels sells a bit of candy, drives inside 50, cut off rather comfortably in the end. Over the head of Crook. Body pressure by Elliott was strong. Gets it quickly on. Langridge back inside attacking 50. It's a good kick. And McKinley will have another go at this.
You say good kick, I say good fortune there, but either way, Chidlow with possession and a chance for another goal.
I think at this stage of the game, Noel, inside 50 targets, no matter how you hit them, are critical. McKinley, he missed one. I don't think he's missed that. He hasn't. An important goal for Chidlow. They're keeping themselves competitive. They're keeping themselves in the game, but they very much have a mountain to climb. 11-15 plays, 3 goals, 2. A nice goal, a nice touch for Adam McKinley in game number 100, getting on the scoreboard.
I think he wouldn't mind if it was game number 1 and goal 100 here at the moment.
Well, it would be some performance.
Well, some of the country footy competitions we see around the country, there are some rather big scores.
Often in leagues like the Upper Great Southern Footy League, Noel. See some rather lopsided scores out there as we get back into play. Jetta, again, getting first use of the football. Hollingam, well, if it's not one, it's the other. And Hollingam's burst away. 2 bounces. Steadies to go inside 50. Great kick. Finds the diving Rosson, who went off with a shoulder complaint early, but he's battled on. And he'll get a chance now to slot his second of the game from directly in front, about 20 metres out from goal. How was that clearance?
I think the word you're looking for is elite.
You have to marvel at Swanview's ability to just clear the ball so effectively. It's their lethal string in their bow. And right now, they are all over Chidlow. Another goal. Rosson this time, the benefactor. 12-15 plays 3 goals, 2. One-way traffic.
'87 plays 20 here on the Community Sports Show, proudly brought to you thanks to ID Athletic, Vision Decor, and supported by Ashby Farrell White Arch, Barner Construction, and our newest sponsor. Big shout out to Nathan of Nathan's Event Hire for helping set us up. with our brand new audio visual arrangements.
And quite the arrangement it is as well as we get back underway here. This time it's won away by Foreman inside the Chidlow attacking 50. 3 bites at that before a mark for Higgins, but it doesn't matter how you take him. Kick was erroneous. Ryan gets on it. Sweeping hand pass Fernando. He has runners. Back inside. Is it a corridor? Power stood and took that. Thought contact was coming. Did well. High it quickly. Riddick. Chidlow just can't lay a glove on them. Inside attacking 50. Awkward bounce. Hollingum set upon. Love a ball up. That was brilliant transition play by Swanville. Just looked like they had their complete control over that ball. An inability to miss a target from one end of ground to the other. Clean bowled Lambie there. Faye. Hollingum tries to split 3. That's a strong tackle. Malaby gets one back. Kick inside Foreman, who in another game would have been comfortably best on ground. It's a dangerous kick. Well won in the air. Langridge had no right to that ball. Goes quickly. Finds Shora. Not much on for him though. So decides to take some territory. Fitzgerald couldn't hold it. Does well to get back on it, although just couldn't keep it clean. Dances between 2. The hand passes to congestion. Elliott couldn't win it. Certainly Dyer could, although Daniels gets one over Jetta. Kicks inside attacking. 50. Waters takes the mark. And that would have to be the first time all game, Mel, that Chidlow have been able to get their structure right with that ball in the attacking 50 and prevent an easy out for Swanview.
You're right. They've struggled with that this afternoon. Max Daniels on that occasion just doing the 1%ers.
Waters, that's very low. And it won't make the distance in the end. Chopped off right on the goal line by Butler.
Well, that's representative of the challenges at the moment.
Fernando. Funny, that last kick had that much power. Driven 60 metres out of territory. Malaby, now, there was a whistle after he kicked that. He's going to get the free kick anyway. On balance, significantly better third quarter so far from the Cougars. They've gone a long way to restrict some of the run. Foreman flew, couldn't bring it to ground. Strong tackle there laid by Rosson. Ball up about 40 out. McKinley won that down. Daniels went charging through. Kick was smothered, or at least shinned away. Quick hand pass by Smith. Evades Fryer. We have a ball up. Pack of players go smashing into the deck. Good crowd here for preliminary final day. And certainly is a day for football. Whether you're watching here at home or abroad, we welcome you. Thank you for your patronage of the Community Sports Show. One down. Awkward clearance. Strong mark taken. And this time, it's Shaw just preventing an easy exit for Swanview. That's gotten to the back of the pack. Not without infringement either. I believe Elliott's going to be the recipient of this one. Now, he looked sore before the game, Luke Elliott. He scored his goal. He came straight off the field afterwards. He's back on, and he's going for goal number 2.
Well, will he go straight off afterwards? Will he even get it?
I suppose that is half the battle, actually scoring the goal before deciding if you're going to make the interchange or not. Elliott will kick from about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. For his second of the quarter, he's missed it. Minor score. Chidlow, 3 goals, 3. trailing Swanview 12 goals 15. Late stages of the third quarter here in the Hills Football Association preliminary final. Live on the Community Sports Show. Fernando, it's a great kick to find Hollingam in that much space. Switches on here if they want it. They've got numbers. Rossland's one of them. He's set upon by McKinley. Did well to get the spoil in. Off hands. Umpire put the whistle away for that. Not this time. Bathurst, 2 hands to that. Daniels just delayed the hand pass. It was a clever one. Malaby, now there's a whistle. Going to be holding the ball. I think Malaby just bobbled that with Hollingam on his tail. Results in a turnover. Short kick. Fryer just dances around Langridge. Goes much further up the ground. Strong contest. Hyatt sends it forward. Good mark in the air. This time Ryan has made his way forward here. Haven't seen him at this end of the ground all that much. And it's Jetta this time who finds a pocket.
Good little give there from Jackson Ryan. Saw Brad Jetta coming in and unselfishly gives the ball off.
Brad Jetta, of course, the President's Medal winner in season 2024. His combination play with Hollingam has been a big reason as to why Swanview have dominated much of this season. Told to go. Oh, Ryan's just dropped that through. It ended up being an uncontested opportunity to nick that off the behind line. Minor score though. Swanview 12-16, leading Chidlow 3 goals 3. Lyle. Great kick to McKinley. Bit that off aggressively. Another aggressive kick, and this is a lot better here. Huntley's got space. Does he decide to go? Has a look for options. High ball for Elliott. He can't mark it. Couldn't control it. Butler gets his hand pass away. It does give off for a look. If he can get it off Lambie, he can't. Freestone gets his hands away. Hyatt clears. And all of a sudden, it's Jetta who ends up with the ball on the wing. Decides to go across. It's Lambie who's ran very hard to get to this. Keeps it going forward. Ryan can't hold the mark. Off hands again. 3 bites at the cherry on the tackle. One of them good enough for holding the ball. Daniel's the recipient. He just swings the boot at that. Finds McKinley. Short kick. Dangerous switch. Malaby's the one. Now, I didn't see a play on there, but Malaby's had to go regardless. Kicks to a 1-on-3. Elliott did well to compete in the air. Fitzgerald at ground. Gets the hand pass away. Is this the opportunity for Chidlow? Kick for Elliott in the goal square. No mark call. I thought Power had that. For all money, I thought Power had that mark. Crook just bungles it over the line. Jeez. Stiff or valid there, Noel?
Well, Jack Powell will be agreeing with you later.
Certainly won't see many get that far to the ground with possession and not given the mark. If only we applied that standard to Gary Ablett Sr. Bathurst gets the hand pass to McKinley. Controls the bounce. Gets it on the right boot. This would be some goal. A shining light on a difficult day for the Cougars. McKinley goals. Gets their 4th of the game with some snap. Had to control the awkward bounce, get away from his marker, go on the right boot from about 35 out. Curled it beautifully between the big sticks. Dare I say, we're not going to have a goal better than that today.
Dare you say indeed, Jesse? Well, you will see there are great goals when you talk to our sponsors, Vision Decor and ID Athletic. They'll make sure you hit a major win every time. Thanks to them for sponsoring us. Jesse, that's, as you said, well done by Chidlow to just restrict this Swanview side here, but not quite enough, I think.
Strong tackle by Jetta. In fact, dangerous according to the umpire. It's formed once again at the centre of something for the Cougars. McKinlay, that's a good mark. Took that well above the point where a defender could get to that. And McKinlay, well, this would be his third this quarter, by my count. In fact, it would be Chidlow as a team's fourth, so they are growing into this game. McKinlay has got plenty of purchase on that. Not a bad quarter from the milestone man at all. His third, right on the three-quarter time siren. We've seen stranger things happen in final quarters, Noel. Could that set the scene for a bit of late drama here?
Well, with the scores locked on 12-16, 88, Swanview to Chidlow 5-3, 33, I think a 10-goal deficit is in a 25-minute quarter. Just slightly optimistic, Jesse, but look, credit to them. They've come in, they've been stronger, more determined, had a couple of consecutive touches and been able to capitalise on those, but a little bit too little too late, I suspect.
Although it is worth mentioning, Swanview did kick 9 in the final term when these two sides last met, so high-scoring quarters not outside the realms of possibility here in the Hills Football Association.
No, absolutely not. And we'll just be back in a moment here on the Community Sports Show as we bring you the final quarter of the Hills Football Association 2024 preliminary final here on the Community Sports Show with me, Noel Nosey Johnston, and Jesse, the voice star, making his long anticipated return. We'll see you back here in just a moment. As we come back here on the Community Sports Show for the final quarter of this 2024 preliminary final, and it's all Swan View at the moment. Jesse Dar, welcome back to the broadcast.
Great to be back, Noel. 1 quarter left for Chidlow to pull off something extraordinary. 1 quarter left for Swan View before date with Pickering Brook in the grand final. Underway again. Things work out a lot better here for Chidlow. Lamridge gets the hand pass away. Strong ball by Dyer. Butler mops up well. Riddick, he's higher up the ground. Awkward one for Fry to catch. He does well, gets it back to Riddick. He takes off, has a bounce, has another one. We've already seen one great goal today. We've seen a second. That is Rudy ridiculous.
Well, with lacrosse, we saw the men's state league grand final out of the centre. Golden goal to get the win, and Rudy Riddick there, as you said, ridiculous. I like it, Jesse. Welcome back. You've waited all game for that. But strong start by Swan View. Chidlow with early possession, but unable to hold it.
I didn't think we'd see a better goal than McKinley's today. That's given it some competition.
Well, we might have to create a poll and see who the viewers think.
Well, if the AFL Goal of the Year judges are the judges here, midfielders' goals always rank better. Riddick is playing in the guts at the moment, as is Jetta, who just takes that straight away out of the contest. Off the hands of Caradazzolo, who has received a free kick for that. He was influential in that first half. Quieter in the third quarter. But his work earlier was key in setting up this margin. That kick is one he'd probably like to have back, though. Rawstorm takes the mark. I think Rawstorm, in turn, would like to have a veto on that because that's out in the full. Dangerous kick. Higgins had that marked as his from a mile away. Couldn't quite get there. Freestone goes to ground. Couldn't trap it. Shora gets that one away. Erroneous kick. Ends up in the hands of Jetta. He dances around one. Kicks for a centering ball. Strong pack of players fire. Can Hollingham get a hand on it? He can't. Off hands again. Wrapped up. Ball up in a dangerous position. Umpire wasting no time. Freestone. 2-3 grabs at that. Squirrels its way out very high there from Fryer. Free kick going the way of the Cougars. Another poor exit from Chidlow. They stopped that in the third quarter, but potentially a regression to the mean to start this fourth. Reloaded inside attacking 50 for Swan View. Off hands. Freestone forced to play the role of tackler. Screwed up by Lambie. This has worked out all right. Higgins just wanders into goal as easy as you like. Swan View, the party started for them. 14-16 plays Chidlow. 5 goals, 3. Dominant here, Noel. They've been the better side all day, Swan View. Chidlow have had their moments at times, but that looks like the quality of the grand final opposition we're expecting for Pickering Brook.
Absolutely right. And next week it is back here at Mundaring for the grand final. If you don't already, be sure to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel, because that's where we are. Facebook is apparently for old people. I'm 60, so I refuse to admit that.
You're young at heart, Noel. That's what counts for it all. Another centre clearance. Well, if it's not Jetta, it's Hollingham. This time they're both involved. Great kick. Higgins again. Can he get 2 in 30 seconds? Some delivery inside forward 50. Hollingham, back-to-back Seabrook medalists here in the Hills Football Association. He's dominant at the worst of times, unstoppable at the best of times. As for Higgins, he makes it 2 to start this quarter. Swan View dominating in Mundaring.
Kane Higgins there, just add into his collection. 15-16. The question earlier was, can Swanview hit triple digits? They have just done that now. In fact, they did it when they got the last one. But I'm bad at maths, so 15-16, 106. Swanview lead Chidlow, 5-3-33. Thanks to you over there in Thailand, Dean. Appreciate the feedback. Always nice to know where people are. Good crowd online.
One that we'll hopefully see growing come Grand Final Day next Sunday here on the Community Sports Show as we're back underway. This time Shora, the man to deliver inside 50 for Chidlow. Fernando, ever reliable down back for them. Gets the hand pass away. Doesn't quite work out. Jetto gets the hands on. Power this time. They've just got numbers everywhere at the moment. Swanview. They've also got the boundary line to contend with the Parallel. That's out of bounds.
Well, if the opposition can't beat you, at least try to avoid the boundary line.
McKinley just brute forces Butler out of the way of that one. Does get inside 50. Off the hands of Fitzgerald. Smith does well to gather. Hand pass back to Butler. This time, short ball. Rossen, this time Josh Rossen forced to go. Well, from one Rossen to the other. This time Dane marks it. Helps it on. Crook's got plenty of space here if he wants to go. Awkward bounce for Caradazzolo. Hand pass is a poor one. Sharks are sent the other way. Awkward one. Forward from Offa. Comes off hands. A bit of a fall there from Higgins. Just puts Smith under a bit of duress. Gets the hand pass away. Take two for Higgins. Hand pass just before he was dumped. No whistle from the umpire. Shora sliced at that one. Out on the full. The golf course is further up, but be expecting that much fade on hole 17, no?
Well, speaking of hole 17, we'll catch up on the 17th of September with some people in the golf course out the back ahead of the World Flying Disc Golf Championship.
We had Rossen to Rossen, we had Butler to Butler there, although this time it didn't come off. Chidlow going the other way. Great stroke by Offa. Awkward one back in for Langridge. He gets a hand pass away. Bathurst couldn't get back on it. Fernando does. Pirouettes in and out of trouble. Was he dealt with after he got rid of it? Not according to the umpire. A boundary throw-in. So a tough day at the office for the Cougars, but they've battled on. As for Swanview, they came into this match with the expectation of winning. So far, they've delivered. McKinley gets the hand pass away. This is a good run. Shora hits the post. I think hitting the post is generous. It was absolutely thumped. Swanview 15-16. Lead Chidlow 5-4. Quickly moved on. The Rossen to Rossen connection this time broke down. Strong tackle laid. So, ball up now. Slightly worse than right half forward for Chidlow. Helped on. Power. Very high. And very obvious as well, despite the remonstration. Powers may have felt sorry for them. He's given it straight back to Malaby. Malaby tries to improve the angle. Does well. Finds Little. Little tries to spin around. Forced a hand pass, though. It was closed down well. Langridge has a pop on the right boot. Elliott's there. One grab. Gets it back. I don't know how he's gotten that back from Butler. Chance on the snap. He's missed. Elliott did very well to pick the pocket of Butler there. The reward wasn't forthcoming, though. Swanview 15-16. League Chidlow 5-5.
Final quarter of the Hills Football Association prelim final.
Clearing ball. That's going to bounce towards the boundary line. Freestone helps that on. Is it poorly disguised? It is. Delivered out of bounds is the call. So Chidlow now with a chance to reset. Good kick in for Shora. Goes quickly. That's a strong mark taken there. Rosson leaving nothing to chance. It was well set up for Foreman, but just the 2-on-1 prevented him from getting it. Higgins, who's been busy this quarter, kicks down the line. It's an awkward bouncing ball for Butler. First use of that was to Rawstorm, but he's crunched. Very close to the line. Play on's the call. Caradazzolo around. Riddick takes it on the half volley. Spins. Handballs. They've got numbers. They've got a very awkward scramble in the goal square, and they've got a goal as well. It was Lambie this time. His third of the day. Swan View sending a message ahead of the grand final next week.
Well, if they bring this intensity to the ground next week, Swan View, they certainly will make it a tough afternoon for Pickering Brook, who will fancy their own chances. But both sides affected by injury. One more week on the paddock for training.
And as that 7 days for Swan View, that could be crucial, of course. The week's rest for Pickering Brook. They get to sit at home and watch this as Malaby bursts away on the half volley to McKinlay. Was that high? It's certainly a hold. And McKinlay, who is probably on the shortlist for best players so far for Chidlow, it'll either be him or Foreman for mine, has a chance to go back and score goal number 4. Normally I'd say this is a bit far, given the man on the mark's about 48 from goal, but some of the kicks that we've seen Adam McKinlay drill today, this could well and truly be within his repertoire. He struck that well. Just falls short on the goal line. Sport away from danger. Quick hands. Elliott got a half tracker on that. Diving in was clapped to shore things up, and we have a ball up. 30 metres out from Chidlow's goal mouth. Freestone does well. Riddick bursts through. Great hand pass. Frees up Hollingum. That's what he needs. Over the head, Butler had an opportunity to be calm. Just fumbled at the crucial juncture. Offer. Gets the hand pass away. It's an erroneous one. Butler will get a second crack at this. Hand pass was a bit light on. Fryer went under there. Taken down by 2. Play on's the call. Chidlow have numbers here. They can gather and go. Plenty of options here. If they can just move that ball into attacking 50. Kick by Little is on its way. Elliott Sport at the crucial moment. Fernando mops up. Worked out by Rosson to Riddick. Now Fernando's kept going. Will he be rewarded? He will. Jet up. Gee, they worked this triangle so well. Riddick's off and gone here. Takes 1 bounce. Takes 2 bounces. Has a look inside. Just puts it in space. Plenty of space for Lambie if he wants it. He's met. He does well to keep his feet. He should have an overlap now. There should be a goal out of this. Ryan, hand pass over the top. Awkward bouncing ball. It gets there in the end. Crook taps it home. Another goal the way of Swanview. Well, simply put there, Noel, Swanview, when they moved that ball quickly, that quick triangle go that allowed Riddick to release just made things impossible for Chidlow to get organised. And we can see Swanview's power of attack when they can go forward like that.
And 18 plays 35. Final quarter here on the Community Sports Show for the Hills Football Association 2024. Prelim final brought to you thanks to Vision Decor and ID Athletic.
Set back into play. Bathurst won it down. Shaft quickly. This time by Crook. Sends it inside attacking 50. Cardazola got first look at that. Opportunity now for Cardazola to go back. This one, I'm going to say will test him from that position. He's given one off in a similar spot before today. So it'll take his best.
Is he got a goal? Yes.
Not by my count, so
So he'll have a crack.
And we'll call that the team thing. Sets it up. Daniels had that one well scouted.
Well, see, you mentioned before, Daniel, you mentioned Foreman and Fitzgerald earlier. I think Daniels has been working hard in that defence as well.
He certainly has, and it's Foreman on this occasion kicking. Awkward bouncing ball. It's going to be one back here by Chidlow. They managed to recover. Good smother. Burstall just couldn't get clear of possession. Shora claims head high contact. Umpire disagrees. Riddick traps that well. Short ball to Jetta. It's just travelled the required. He looks inside. And again, Higgins finds himself in open space within 25 metres of goal. And that was all Riddick there. He just set up at the back of the contest. The skills to trap it and make sure they got first bite. And then the vision to just pluck out Jetta, who'd made the run into the right space. It's very hard to defend when you've got multiple moving parts like that. It's a big reason Swanview are having the fun they are. Higgins is happy. It's a goal. Swanview enjoying the day here in Mundaring. And why wouldn't you? Barely a cloud in the sky and barely a glove laid on them. 18-16, plays 5-5. Dominance from the league leaders.
Well, you can not even pencil it in, Jesse. I think you can write it in big, thick text. It will be Pickering Brook versus Swanview next week in the Hills Football Association 2024 Grand Final. Chidlow will see out the day. Finish the season in third.
Jetta gets the hand pass away. Crook just couldn't quite trap it. Foreman. It's a good kick. It's good vision. Smith interdicted it. He did well. But all of a sudden, Shaw is on it. Looks inside. It's the right kick for Fitzgerald. He couldn't quite get hands to it. And no sooner had it been inside Chidlow's attacking 50, it was sent out. Foreman did really well. Got in the space. Looks inside. Just evades McKinley. Well trapped by Rosson. Finds Smith, who's got Riddick in an absolute acre of space. You can't buy real estate that big in Perth anymore. And Riddick holds things up. Goes short. It was a risky one. And he didn't have the support he needed there, I don't think, Fryer. Stolen away by Foreman, who dances around. He'll want the overlap. Doesn't get it. Shora, that's going to come back. I thought enough. Goal umpire disagrees. Minor score given. I don't know if we had a slightly inferior angle there, Noel, but that was very close to being a major to my eye.
Well, I've learned years ago not to argue with you, Jesse. I'll just sit here and nod.
Fernando just bobbled out of Higgins' hand. Jetta, geez, clean. Picks it up, has a look. Faye does very well to trap that. They've still got runners over the top. That time, Butler, Ryan the target. One bite, couldn't hold it on the second. Gets another go at it, though. Hand pass on. Lambie ducks in between. They couldn't tackle him. Crook again. He may have looked for the contact, but he certainly got it. High tackle. And it's been Jackson Crook's gut running that's given him his opportunities close to goal today because he's been on the wing for the majority of the match, but so often he's popping up inside 15 metres of goal. He's going to go the banana. I think he would like that one back. Minor score. Swanview, 18 goals, 17. What could have been with some of these opportunities taken? Chidlow, 5 goals, 6. I mean, a win is a win. But there's been absolute domination from Swanview. Daniels does the don't argue, fairly according to the umpire. Shora. That's a great kick. Almost released Little, who's set upon by 2. Higgins, that's caught Fernando in the scone. And a ball up the call.
Can you hear the drums, Fernando?
I suppose.
Just like you were waiting for your Really Ridiculous, I've waited all day for that one.
Well, you got your just desserts there, Noel. You've been very patient into the final breaths of this preliminary final.
It just gave me joy to see you groan silently off camera.
Not even 26 months off would future-proof me for that. Ryan just infringed there with too high. Off of the recipient. Called around back to his mark.
You should be grateful, Jesse. I didn't sing it. I just said it.
I suppose that is the definition of small mercies. Umpire calls the ball up.
And Chidlow hoping for a small mercy here now as this game winds up.
Umpire sets us back in motion. Bathurst worked under that, legally according to the umpire. Quick hands by Riddick. Finds Fernando. Now Butler there. We talked about Riddick's real estate before. Butler's found incredible amounts of space. Higgins, strong mark. Cover ground for that. And as we wind down on preliminary final day, Higgins looks to continue the party. This would be the toughest kick he's had all day, though, from this angle. Tough for the right footer. Not tough enough. Higgins scores another goal for Swanview. Well and truly getting ready for 7 days' time. 19 goals, 17.
131, I think.
Excellent maths. Chidlow, 5'6", 36. Even I can do that. Almost triple figure domination. But one thing is for sure, Swanview reclaiming the mantle as the side to beat in the grand final of what has been a powerful display on preliminary final day.
Before we wrap up, we just want to acknowledge no Weasel in the van today. He's unwell, so we send our love out to Neil and the family.
Couldn't agree more, Nolas. Malaby takes possession out of the middle. Kicks to a 2-on-2. But again, Swanview just first to the ball. Once again, Dyer, plenty of time to gather that. Goes quickly. Well grabbed. Hyatt, I think Foreman was hoping play on to be called there. No whistle was forthcoming. Rosson with options in the middle, including Smith, who's found the room. Couldn't find the ball straight away, though. Does get the hand pass away. Power. Low kick, Riddick. How many hard volleys has Riddick taken today? Goes around again. He's pulling out the party tricks now. Looks for Hollingum. 2 bites. Couldn't hold it. Gets another go at it, though. Dragged down. Didn't dispose of it. Umpire happy to let it go. Off hands. Little comes charging through. McKinlay. They've got a 2-on-1 here. They should be able to trap this. They could have raffled it. They couldn't buy a ticket, though. Swanview go the other way. Riddick. He takes the mark on the wing. Finds Butler. Butler goes inside 50. Ryan the target. Can't hold it. Comes to the back. Higgins almost thought about another one. Quick snap on the right from Fay. Dribbles through. 100 points.
Well, the score now, as Jesse said, out to 100. Swanview, 20 goals, 17, 137. Chidlow, 5'6", 36, 101. And it looks like Daniels might be making his way off with a limp to be replaced there by Wade Elliott. Cramping up, he's worked hard all day, Daniels.
Riddick charges through. Thought about another one. Dyer this time. From outside 50. Goes the torpedo. Strong mark by Rawstorn. This one, Riley, of course. Goes wide. Dangerous kick. Somehow managed to find its way through. McKinlay helps it on. Shaw has gone forward. He gets the mark. Inside attacking 50. Little's got 2 to beat. Higgins got the first interdiction. Oh, I don't know if that was a clean disposal by Ross, and it wasn't. Well done by Little, who just for that first quarter when the game was in the balance, looked like he could be a difference maker today. As the siren sounds, will Little take his kick to bring it under 100? Has a pop at it. Makes it an even 100 points.
Bad man, Noel. I tried to do that left-handed, didn't work. Well, 100 points. It's a big win in a preliminary final. Must have been watching Port Adelaide. Well, Jesse, as we wrap up here, let's have a look at the scorers, and with the viewers at home, we'll just add that final point to... Not there. We'll move down the line. Welcome to the broadcast man viewers. If you'd like to be in here and running the laptop, I'm always open to you joining me. 20 goals, 17, 137. Swan View defeating Chidlow 5-7, 37. The two benches come together and just shake hands. The players will do the same in the middle. Well, Pickering Brook, Jesse, looking forward to next week. Last weekend they kicked at 11-11. Swan View today, 2017. Shaping up as a bit of a thriller.
And from the chatter we heard, it was a case of a constricted ground at Pickering Brook interrupted Swan View's game style. What we saw today was Swan View at their magnificent best. They were dominant with the ball in hand. They were able to create outlet after outlet to make an attack work. And ultimately, they look the team to beat, I think, going into next week.
Yeah, I think you're right. They've really set themselves up well here this afternoon. Made a statement, but as we've seen, minor premierships and winning prelim finals don't count for anything. Both sides back on even keel next Sunday afternoon. And I have to say, Jesse, as I put full time on the screen there for all the viewers at home, good to have a crowd across the globe today, wherever you've joined us from. Thanks for joining us here on the Community Sports Show. This broadcast proudly presented thanks to our fabulous platinum sponsors. As I scroll across the screen there, ID Athletic for all your sporting apparel and club merchandise needs, as well as Vision Decor, curtains, blinds, awnings, even hybrid floorings, as well as Ashby Farrell, White Arch, Barner Construction, and Nathan's Event Hire helping us set up our broadcast. Jesse, not the Cougars' best of days there, Ann Davidson over in Thailand. Well, the beers will still be sweet, I'm sure, Ann. A big shout out to you and Carmen. Thanks for joining us. It's going to be a big match next week as these two sides wrap it up. Jesse, goal scorers, major goal scorers?
Higgins dominant with 5 by my count. Clearly best on goal scoring wise across the day. McKinlay battled manfully for Chidlow with 3, but overall this was a day of domination for Swan View. Chidlow can hold their heads high. They got to the prelim final. They got a bit of reward for their tough season against Gidgee Gunnop last week, but ultimately we've seen the two best sides, the consensus two best sides this season, do battle. One had to go straight through. One had to come this route. And come next week, they'll meet again for another crack at each other.
All right, we'll be back next week for all the action as Chidlow come in for a group, I was going to say a group hug there, but a group meeting. As you said, they can reflect. It has been Swan View and Pickering Brook at the top of the ladder all season, and we're going to see them in action next week. Wherever you are across the globe, on behalf of Jesse, the voice Dart, our absent friend Neil Weasel Worsley, I am Noel Nosey Johnston. Until next time, take care, stay safe wherever you are across the globe. Remember, be nice to yourself, but just as importantly, be nice to those around you. We'll see you then.